We will now call the meeting to order. We'll have the city town clerk take the roll.
Here. Alders.
Here.
Hubbard. Rodriguez.
Present.
Singh. Here. Rodriguez.
Here.
Smith.
Here. Present.
Smith.
Here.
Lester.
Here.
Murphy.
Present.
Moran. Melendez.
Here.
Miller.
Here.
Lindsey.
Here.
Sal.
Here.
Angel.
Here.
Moore.
Here.
Edwards. Langlack. Peter.
Present.
Morrison. Walker Meyer.
Here.
Hamilton. Marchand.
Here.
Marks.
Here.
Phillip.
Here.
Hogan. Wingate.
Present.
Smith.
I would like to note for the record that order from Ward 3 has joined us. The quorum has been established. We'll now have divine guidance from order from Ward 14.
Thank you, Madam President. You may be seated. Instead of hearing from me tonight, we'd like to hear from Valentina. I will let her introduce herself.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Valentina. I'm a college student and a member organizer with Clinical Students for a Dream. I lived in New Haven since I first moved to the United States in 2021, and I consider this my home. But lately, home doesn't feel safe. Since this new administration took office, immigrant communities have been enforced to live in fear. And the fear isn't something I hear about from other people, it's something I experience every single day. There isn't a day that I go to school or work without being an alert. Every time I see the black truck, I find myself checking whether it belongs to Homeland Security. There isn't a day that I meet with our members without worrying about their safety. There isn't a day that I'm not checking where is ICE operating, because that's the reality many immigrants in New Haven are living with right now. I don't even feel comfortable going near the courthouse anymore. Places that should make people safe, feel protected, now make us feel afraid. Recently, ICE attempted to arrest an immigrant father while taking his daughter to school in Fairhaven. These are people who wake up every morning and go to work to afford rent, buy groceries, and contribute to our communities. They are not a threat to New Haven. So tonight I want to ask our community, and especially those on the board of Alders directly, what are we doing together to keep immigrants' families safe in New Haven? What are we doing to ensure that our city is not helping ICE target our communities? What are we doing so that students can go to school, workers can go to work, and families can live their daily lives without fear? Because right now, many of us don't feel safe. We are all in this together and stand together. I know that we all want to support and protect everyone regardless of their immigration status. As students, organizers, and security, we are working hard every day to protect each other. As elected leaders, you have the responsibility to protect all New Haven residents regardless of where they were born. We need to use every tool available to protect our communities, refuse collaboration with ICE whenever possible, and stand with the immigrants' families that make the city stronger every day. I'm not here just to share my fear, I'm here asking for action. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President, and good evening. I move approval of the journal for May 26, 2026, Board of Alder's meeting.
Second.
The item has been moved in second. Discussion, are there any corrections to the journal? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The item passes. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Under unanimous consent, I ask you to receive item number 1 from the tax collector submitting an order of the Board of Alder's concerning tax refunds June 1, 2026.
Is there anyone going to deny unanimous consent? Seeing none, Ms. Majority Leader.
I move the item.
Second.
The item has been moved in second. Discussion, seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The item passes. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. I ask unanimous consent on items 2 through 4, 2 from Alder Douglas, Hamilton, and Walter Myers submitting an order of the Board of Alders approving the closure of a section of Edgewood Avenue between Winthrop and Sherman Avenues on Saturday, August 22, 2026, from 12 noon to 5 p.m. to allow the 2026 Youth on Edgewood Avenue block party event to occur. The corner of Chapel and Hotchkiss Streets will also be closed with the exception of emergency vehicles and residents. 3 from the Deputy Administrator's Office submitting an order from the New Haven Board of Alders approving the street closure of College Street from Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard to South Frontage Road on Thursday, June 4, 2026 to accommodate the New Haven Science Fair student pickup and drop-off. And 4 from the Deputy Chief Administrator's Office submitting an order of the New Haven Board of Alders approving the street closure of Church Street from Chapel Street to Elm Street on Saturday, August 15, 2026, with a rain date of Saturday, August 22, 2026, for the Black Wall Street Festival.
Is there anyone going to deny unanimous consent? Seeing none, Ms. Majority Leader.
I move these items.
Second.
The items have been moved in second. Discussion, seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The item passes. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. I ask unanimous consent on item number 5 from the Director of Health submitting a resolution of the New Haven Board of Alders authorizing the mayor of the city of New Haven to apply for and accept the Public Health Emergency Preparedness PHEP grant award from the Chesapeake Health District in an amount of up to $80,611 for the period from July 1, 2026 to June 30, 2027.
Is there anyone going to deny unanimous consent? Seeing none, Ms. Majority Leader.
I move the item.
Second.
The item has been moved in second. Discussion, seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The item passes. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Action unanimous consent. Item number 6 from the Vice President of Facilities, Campus Development, and Sustainability submitting a resolution of the Board of Alders certifying that no amendment to the medical area overall parking plan is required for the application for development permit site plan review pertaining to 69 Daggett Street.
Is there anyone going to deny unanimous consent? So noted. Ms. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. I ask unanimous consent on items 7 through 9. 7 from James Banks, submitting an order to the Board of Alders concerning assistance with tax account numbers 53530 and 81030. 8 from Taylor Robles, submitting an order to the Board of Alders concerning assistance with tax account number 95596. 9 from Jessica Santiago, submitting an order of the Board of Alders concerning assistance with tax account numbers 97825, 93848, and 97792.
Is there anyone going to deny unanimous consent? Seeing none, Ms. Majority Leader.
I move the items.
Second.
The item has been moved in second. Discussion, seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The item passes. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. I ask unanimous consent on item number 10, Alderman prepares leave to withdraw, or the Board of Alders granting leave to withdraw the communication to approve the appointment of Victor Rodriguez to the Homeless Advisory Commission.
Is there anyone going to deny unanimous consent? Seeing none, Ms. Majority Leader.
I move the item leave to withdraw.
Second.
The item has been moved in second. Discussion, seeing none, all in favor of giving the item leave to withdraw say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The item is from Ms. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. I know communications 11 through 19. I move item 20, Legislative City Initiative the Economic Development Administrative Committee pursuant to the LCI orders amending the following item by extending the expiration date, an additional 12 months, to finalize the sale. Ellen, okay, so just 1 second. Okay, Madam President, we're going to skip over item 1, and we'll go to item 2. And this must still be LN-2024-0351, item 2, the disposition, oh, I'm sorry, let me back up. LN-2024-0351, order of the Haven Board of Alders approving 1, the so Madam President, I think what we're going to do is we're going to pass over 1 and 2. And this will bring us to item 3 under Livable City Initiative, 21 Haven Street to Elizabeth Mayoris for $871.25 previously approved on May 20, 2024 to extend the period for an additional 12 months to finalize the sale of 54 Greenwood Street and 21 Haven Street to Elizabeth Medeiros. Thank you, Madam President.
Second.
The item has been moved in second. Discussion. Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstained? The item passes.
Thank you, Madam President. I note first readings 21 through 23. Bringing us to our second readings for this evening, I move item 24, City Services and Environmental Policy favorable. A, order of the Haven Board of Alders to accept lighting and associated improvements to the Farmington Canal Greenway from Yale University. B, resolution of the New Haven Board of Alders of the City of New Haven authorizing the New Haven Parks Department to accept a grant in the amount of up to $277,730 from the Connecticut Department of Energy and Environmental Protection to create an inclusive community trail at East Rock Park College Woods. C, order or resolution of the Board of Alders of the City of New Haven authorizing the New Haven Parks Department to accept a grant in the amount of up to $334,500 from the Connecticut Department of Energy and Environmental Protection to revitalize the Bernard Nature Center complex. And D, order of the Board of Alders authorizing solar power lease agreements.
Second.
The item has been moved in second. Discussion. I call on order from Ward 10.
Thank you, Madam President. On Thursday, May 7th, 2026, the City Services and Environmental Policy Committee met, and we would like to favorably recommend these items. For A, these improvements will provide lighting on the city-owned portion of the Farmington Canal line between Division Street and the area south of Webster Street. And this is the lighting that Yale University will be implementing, all the infrastructure as well as the lighting itself. I urge my colleagues to support this item. For item B, again, we met on Thursday, May 7th, 2026, and this grant from Connecticut Deep, so if awarded, will be used to create an inclusive community trail at College Woods at East Rock Park. It will make it ADA compliant, and it'll just be much easier for even parents with strollers, etc., to get through the park and enjoy it. Item C, this grant up to $334,500, if awarded, will be used to revitalize the Barnard Nature Center, and I urge my colleagues to support this item as well. And item 4 is with Green Skies. It will authorize the city to sign solar power lease agreements with Green Skies, and the 2 items were for Career High School, which would build canopies with solar panels and generate $40,000 per year in lease agreement, and for Wilbur Cross as well in the amount of $69,000 per year. I urge my colleagues to support these items. Thank you, Madam President.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Item passes.
Thank you, Madam President. I move item number 25, finance favorable A, order to read and file the updated budgetary and financial reports for the month of February 2026 in compliance with Article 8, Section 5 of the Charter. And B, order to read and file the updated budgetary and financial reports for the month of March 2026 in compliance with Article 8, Section 5 of the Charter.
Second.
The item has been moved and seconded. Discussion. Seeing none, all in favor of reading this item, you can pass say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Item passes.
Thank you, Madam President. I move item 26, legislation favorable A, ordinance amendment of the New Haven Board of Alders adopting the Connecticut General Statute, Section 21A-420C, license required for sale, offering, or delivery of cannabis, penalties, enforcement powers of the Commissioner, Attorney General, and municipalities.
Second.
The item has been moved and seconded. Discussion. I call on order from Ward 27.
Thank you, Madam President. So the legislation met on May 12th, excuse that long, hope that I did. My knees are hurting all this up and down.
That's
Madam
okay.
President.
Don't worry about it.
So thank you, Madam President. On Tuesday, May 12th, the legislation committee met and would like to favorably recommend this item. What this item does is it adopts the state statutes, giving the city the authority to fine or penalize up to $30,000 for those who are illegally selling cannabis, and up to $10,000 for any property or landlord, commercial landlord, that knowingly allows cannabis to be sold on their premise. And so I ask colleagues to support this item. Thank you, Madam President.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, this is the ordinance amendment. Will have the city town clerk take the roll.
Theodore,
Yes.
Douglas,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Singh,
Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Kim,
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Testa,
Yes.
Murphy,
Yes.
Grant, Melendez,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Vidanti,
Yes.
Patel,
Yes.
Enzo,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Edwards, Eyeblast, Streeter,
Yes.
Morrison, Walker Myers,
Yes.
Hamilton, Marshall,
Yes.
Marks,
Yes.
Rolo,
Yes.
Hogan, Wingate,
Yes.
Smith.
Yes. Is there anyone who has a vote or wishing to vote? Is there anyone who has a vote wishing to change your vote? Seeing none, the item passes. Majority leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Taking under 26 legislation favorable, I would like B, ordinance amendment to section 2-221 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of New Haven concerning residency requirement, exceptions for individuals enrolled subject to resident electoral requirements under Article 2, Section 12 of the City Charter.
Second.
The item has been moved and seconded. Discussion. I call on order from Ward 27.
Thank you, Madam President. I move to amend this item by substitution.
Second.
The amendment has been moved and seconded. Discussion. I call on order from Ward 27.
Thank you, Madam President. This amendment makes the following changes to clarify the intent of this ordinance amendment. It removes new so that it's clear that the amendment applies to incumbents and makes it clear for newly hired employees who are subject to residency requirements in New Haven. It adds language that clarifies that the 6-month framework for new hires to move into New Haven will be paused during the time that the board is deliberating. And it finally clarifies the importance of balancing promotions or promoting within and hiring city residents while allowing an exception process on a case-by-case basis to residency requirements that help the city maintain competitiveness when hiring and retaining high-performing employees. I urge colleagues to support this amendment by substitution. Thank you.
Any further discussion on the amendment only? I call on order from Ward 30.
Thank you, Madam President. I stand to oppose this ordinance. We have over 140,000.
Are you,
I'm sorry.
are you talking about the amendment? We're talking about the amendment only, and then we'll get to the.
Okay. Thank you,
Okay.
Madam President.
So is there any further discussion on the amendment? Seeing none, all in favor of granting the amendment, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? We are now back to the item as amended. Further discussion. I call on order from Ward 27.
Thank you, Madam President. On May 12th, the legislation committee met, and we would like to maybe recommend this item. These updates will help the city attract talented, qualified candidates by removing residence requirements on a case-by-case basis. And I do want to start to say that this is in no way implying that New Haven does not have qualified candidates. But we have seen over the course of the last several years, the difficulty that the city has had in filling some of our high positions, the controller being one that was left open for a couple of years. And so this will ease that ability for our human resources department to hire outside of New Haven and give those an opportunity or a chance to perhaps obtain a waiver should this board grant that on an individual basis to those who may apply for one. So I respectfully urge colleagues to vote favorably and support this ordinance as amended. Thank you, Madam President.
I will now call on order from Ward 30.
Thank you, Madam President. Counted to me being absent for a while now. Thank you. I stand to oppose this resolution. I think the makers that have been making this resolution to happen do your hard work. But I'm standing with the residents here in the city of New Haven. We have over 140,000 residents here in the city of New Haven. And I'm not saying that the outsiders are not capable of doing it, but we do have residents here that are capable of doing the job, that probably in the jobs now that are able to do it. And I think that we need to listen to our residents and, because these are taxpayers. And if we don't protect our taxpayers, nobody else will. So I urge my colleagues to protect the taxpayers that put us in this position. Thank you.
Any further discussion? I call on order from Ward 10.
Thank you, Madam President. I keep going back and forth with this because I want to support my colleague from Ward 30. She's absolutely right. We do need to protect our residents, and we do have 140,000 hopefully talented people. But at the same time, this city has become incredibly expensive to live in. Housing is limited. If you try to buy a house, you're outbid by either a developer or someone from the outside that's paying cash, making it hard for even our own residents to purchase homes within the city that they want to live in. With that being said, I'm also tired of just being a pretty picture in their rear view mirror. I hope that this amendment will help. I like the amendment, and I know that it will each position will come before the Board of Alders for further approval. At the same token is, how do you get to know your community if you don't live in it? And how do you support even the mom and pop shops, the bodegas, the businesses in New Haven? So I hope whoever fills these positions understands that they have an obligation as well if they live outside the city to get to know the community, to even support some of our businesses here in the city, to keep them up and alive and going. I mentioned it before, the city is expensive, homes are expensive, taxes are high. We speak about promoting within the departments, which is also very important for consistency. So if someone is promoted and they don't live in New Haven and we want to maintain consistency, that too is very important. And we talk about that all the time. The experience also matters. And that's what tears me apart, but I'm going to support it, knowing and hopefully getting the New Haven residents in those positions. Thank you, Madam President.
Any further discussion? I call on order from Ward 25.
Thank you, Madam President. I stand in support of this item. I think it appropriate to create the possibility of exceptions to residency requirements for these important city positions. This ordinance lays out criteria and factors by which this body may consider these requests. I also wish to say that this body has and will continue to support efforts to promote local hiring by area employers, and this exception process won't change that commitment. I urge colleagues to vote yes on this item. Thank you, Madam President.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, this is an ordinance amendment. We'll have the city town clerk take the roll.
Theodore,
Yes.
Douglas,
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Steen. Yes. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Kim,
Yes.
Martinelli.
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Meska,
Yes.
Murphy,
Yes.
Morant, Melendez,
Yes.
Miller.
No.
Vidensi,
Yes.
Tell,
Yes.
Punzo,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Edwards, Black, Streeter,
Yes.
Morrison, Walker Myers,
Yes.
Hamilton, Marshall,
Yes.
Marks,
Yes.
Grillo,
Yes.
Hogan,
Yes.
Smith,
No.
Is there anyone who have voted wishing to vote? Is there anyone who have voted wishing to change their vote? Seeing none, the item passes majority leader.
Thank you, Madam President. I move item 27, A and B. Tax abatement favorable. A, order concerning real property taxes of Richard Buckles on tax account numbers 1929, 1930, and 1931. B, order concerning Westville Cemetery requesting tax assistance on account number 23619.
Second.
The item has been moved and seconded. Discussion. I call on order for Ward 20.
Thank you, Madam President. These are all residents asking for the interest to be forgiven so they can pay their taxes. Thank you, Madam President.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The item passes majority leader.
Thank you, Madam President. I move item 28, tax abatement leave to withdraw. A, order concerning real property taxes of Marquetta Darton on motor vehicle tax account 820866. And B, order concerning real property taxes of Cassandra C. Roach on motor vehicle tax account 9054.
Second.
The item has been moved and seconded. Discussion on a leave to withdraw only. I call on order for Ward 21.
Thank you, Madam President. These are also residents asking for the interest to be forgiven so they can pay their taxes in full. Thank you, Madam President.
This is leave to withdraw.
No. Oh, yeah, that's the wrong one. I was, number 33, number 34.
We're on 28.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you, Madam President.
No discussion on leave to withdraw? Okay. Seeing none, all in favor of giving these items leave to withdraw, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The item is withdrawn. Ms. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. I move item 29, youth services favorable, resolution of the New Haven Board of Alders authorizing the acceptance of funding from Justice Education in the amount of $87,534.14 for the purpose of supporting programming for New Haven youth for fiscal year 2026.
Second.
The item has been moved and seconded. Discussion. I call on order from Ward 17.
Thank you, Madam President. The Youth Service Committee met on Wednesday, May 6, 2026 regarding this item. We heard from the Youth and Recreation Department who shared they are seeking authorization to accept funding from the Justice Education in the amount of $87,534.14 for the purpose of supporting programming for New Haven youth. The program provides middle school girls opportunities that may be challenged by socioeconomic barriers to personal success. The program targets schoolgirls ages 11 to 14 who are New Haven residents or attend New Haven public schools. To provide additional program opportunities to youth We have brokered a funding opportunity with Justice Education to support girls program for 22 weeks during winter, spring, and fall for the fiscal year 2026. We support the acceptance of these funds for the youth and ask for full board support as well. Thank you, Madam President.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Item passes majority.
Thank you, Madam President. Under miscellaneous, I move item 30, motion to discharge from the chair of the Health and Human Services Committee, submitting a motion to discharge the committee from consideration of the following legislative matters and to take them up for immediate action. A, resolution of the Board of Aldermen of the City of New Haven adopting a list of program proposals applying for eligibility to receive donations under the State of Connecticut 2026 Neighborhood Assistance Act.
Second.
The item has been moved and seconded. Discussion on a motion to discharge committee. I call on order from Ward 5.
Thank you, Madam President. The Health and Human Services Committee met on May 28, 2026 with one desire. The committee chair requesting this item be discharged from committee due to the time constraint for the city to meet the state statute requirement of completion by July 1st deadline. Thank you.
Any further discussion on the motion to discharge? Seeing none, all in favor of giving this item motion to discharge, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, actually, that threw me off, I'm sorry. Okay, we already did the ayes, okay. Any opposed, say nay. Any abstentions, so noted. The item is discharged. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Continuing the miscellaneous, motions to discharge and move item.
Wait, stop right there. Let me backtrack in my mind. Yep, it's majority, stop right there. I need to get back, that threw me off. So we discharged the item, and we're gonna now vote on the item and then go and discharge the rest of it. So, Mr. Majority
Madam
Leader,
President, I move the item.
there you go.
Second.
Item has been moved in second. Discussion. I call on order from Ward 5.
Thank you, Madam President. Health and Human Services Committee met on Thursday, May 28, 2026. We heard from the City Office of Economic Development and Housing detailing the approval process for the list of programs proposal applying for eligibility to receive donation under the State of Connecticut 2026 Neighborhood Assistance Act. And now that we have discharged this item, I'm asking my colleagues to vote favorably. Thank you, Madam.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? So noted. The item passes majority.
Thank you, Madam President. Now let's continue with the miscellaneous motions to discharge and move item 30, B, and C. The order of the New Haven Board of Aldermen authorizing the City of New Haven, Mayor, Controller, or Budget Director to enter into an agreement with Continuum of Care Incorporated in an amount not to exceed $1,270,000.00 from July 1, 2026 through June 30, 2027 to operate the Elm City Compass Community Responder Program, including 3 options to renew the contract contingent upon funding availability. C, order of the New Haven Board of Aldermen authorizing the City of New Haven, Mayor, Controller, or Budget Director to enter into an agreement with Continuum Care Incorporated in an amount not to exceed $1,500,000.00 from July 1, 2026 through June 30, 2027 to operate the emergency housing program at 270 Boston Boulevard, including 3 options to renew the contract contingent upon funding availability.
Second.
The item has been moved in second. Discussion on the motion to discharge only. I call on order from Ward 5.
Thank you, Madam President. The Health and Human Services Committee met on May 20, 2026 regarding this item. The committee chair is requesting this item be discharged from the committee due to the time constraints for the city to meet the deadline. Thank you, Madam.
Any further discussion on the motion to discharge only? Seeing none, all in favor of giving this item motion to discharge, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The item is discharged. Mr. Majority Leader.
Madam President, I move the items.
Second.
The items have been moved in second. Discussion. I call on order from Ward 5.
Thank you, Madam President. Health and Human Service Committee meet on Thursday, May 28, 2026, and we heard from City Community Resilience Department to provide a highlight of the Health City Campus program and their plans with continuum care renewal agreement. Amendment was made to reflect the city funding contract amount up to $670,000. And now that we have destroyed this item, I ask my colleague to favorably vote for this item. Item number 6. Health and Human Service met and had a meeting on Thursday, May 28, 2026, and heard from City Community Resilience Department who provide highlights on the emergency housing program at 270 Foxton Boulevard and their plans with continuum of care renewal agreement. Amendment was made to reflect the city funding contract amount of $600,000. And now that we destroyed this item, I would my colleagues to vote on these items. Thank you, Madam President.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The item passes majority leader.
Thank you, Madam President. I move item 31 from the chair of the Public Safety Committee submitting a motion to discharge the committee from consideration of the following legislative matter and to take it up for immediate action order of the Board of Alders of the City of New Haven to accept up to 30 cameras from Yale Public Safety for the expansion of the city's camera network adjacent to Yale campus.
Second.
The item has been moved and second. Discussion on motion to discharge only. I call on order from Ward 29.
Thank you, Madam President. The Public Safety Committee met on May 19, 2026 regarding this item. I am requesting these items be discharged from the committee due to the time constraints from the city to meet the deadlines of the donation. I am requesting that the Board of Alders discharge it from the committee and take it up to the full, take into consideration to the full vote tonight. Thank you, Madam President.
Any further discussion on the motion to discharge only? Seeing none, all in favor of giving the item motion to discharge, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The item is discharged. Mr. Majority Leader.
I move unanimous.
Second.
The item has been moved and second. Discussion. I call on order from Ward 29.
Thank you, Madam President. The Public Safety Committee met on Tuesday, May 19, 2026, to hear from the City Chief Administrative Office, Yale Police, and the New Haven Police Department. It was shared that the Yale University Public Safety had recognized the mutual benefit of expansion of city cameras network by making a donation to the city to add 10 cameras now and up to 30 cameras over the next 3 years. This will allow greater coverage near campus will also allow city dollars to extend further to other neighborhoods. And now we will have discharge this item to be asked for that. This item to be voted on tonight to the full board. Thank you, Madam President.
Any further discussion? What is it? Yeah, okay, when I heard discharge, I threw me off. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Item passes. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. I move item 32 from the chair of the Joint Community Development, Health and Human Services Committee submitting a motion to discharge the committee from consideration of the following legislative matter and to take it up for immediate action order of the Board of Alders of the City of New Haven, approving the City of New Haven's FY 2026 to 2027 annual action plan statement of activities and use of community development block grant CDBG, home investment partnership, home housing opportunities for persons with AIDS, HAWA, and emergency solutions grant ESG funds to be submitted to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development for federal financial assistance for planning and community development activities under the provisions of Title I of the Housing and Community Development Act of 1974 as amended PL 93-383. the Cranston Gonzalez National Affordable Housing Act of 1990, as amended PL 101-625, the McKinney-Vento Homeless Assistance Act of 2000, as amended PL 106-400, the Homeless Emergency Assistance and Rapid Transition to Housing Act of 2009, and the AIDS Housing Opportunity Act PL 102-550, hereafter referred to as Housing and Community Development Program Acts, and for activities to be funded by program income and reprogramming funds from prior grant years.
Second.
The item has been moved and seconded. Discussion on motion to discharge only. I call on order from Ward 6.
Thank you, Madam President. The Joint Committee, Community Development, Health and Human Services Committee met on May 28, 2026 regarding this item. The Joint Committee co-chairs are requesting this item be discharged from committee due to the time constraints for the city to receive the grant funding. Therefore, the Joint Committee co-chairs are requesting the Board of Alders discharge the committee from consideration of the item so the full board can vote on it this evening. Thank you, Madam President.
Any further discussion on a motion to discharge only? Seeing none, all in favor of giving this item motion to discharge, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Decision, the item is discharged. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. I move the item.
Second.
The item has been moved and seconded. Discussion, I call on order from Ward 6.
Thank you, Madam President. We now need to formally substitute the order in front of us due to the Office of Policy Management and Grants added a clause in the order that all ESG COPPA agreements must be executed prior to January 31st, 2027, or risk losing the funding, which would be allocated the following funding year, exactly like the CDBG Public Services. So we're requesting that, again, substituting the order.
Okay, you're making a motion to substitute. Do I hear a second on that motion?
Second.
The motion has been made and seconded. Discussion. Seeing none, all in favor of the substitution, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? We are now back to the item as substituted. Mr. Majority Leader. Just move it. Just move it.
Want me to move it, Madam President?
Yes, that's what I want you to do.
Thank you, Madam President. I move the item.
Second.
All right, the item has been moved and seconded. Discussion. I call on order from Ward 6.
Thank you, Madam President. At the Joint Community Development, Health and Human Services Committee meeting held on May 28th, we heard from the City's Office of Management and Budget and participating agencies. This year, a total of $6,614,048 is allocated in funding. We deliberated and made amendments to the use of these funds, and now that we have discharged the item, we ask for this item to be voted on tonight by the full board. Thank you, Madam President.
Any further discussion on the full item as substituted? I call on order from Ward 2.
Thank you, Madam President. I'd just like to stand and thank the Office of Management and Budget for all their hard work, and especially colleagues that worked on the committee. You guys did an excellent job. We did a transition that was very smooth this year. Thank you. Thank you, Madam President.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The item passed. So noted. We're going back to the abstentions. I got you. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. I move to suspend section 24-20-A of the rules of the Board of Alders to conduct the business.
Second.
The motion has been made and seconded. Discussion. Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The item passes. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. On behalf of consent, I ask you see items 33 and 34. 33 from Kizzy Melvin, submitting an order of the Board of Alders approving assistance or concerning assistance with tax account number 89908. 34 from Julie's Penn, submitting an order of the Board of Alders concerning assistance with tax account numbers 53530 and 81030.
Is there anyone going to deny unanimous consent? Seeing none, Mr. Majority Leader.
I move the items.
Second.
The items have been moved and second. Discussion. I call on order from Ward 21.
Thank you, Madam President. These are also residents asking for the interest to be forgiven so they can pay their taxes in full. Thank you, Madam President.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The item passes to the majority.
Thank you, Madam President. No communications 35 through 38. I move to close section 24-1-A of the rules of the Board of Aldermen to conduct further business.
Second.
The motion has been made and seconded. Discussion, seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? And before a motion to adjourn is appropriate, I will now call on points of personal privilege. I call on Alderman Ward 2.
Thank you, Madam President. Your health, your strength. The Men's Health Expo and Community Walk, which will be taking place on June 27th, 2026 at the Dixwell Q House. The community walk will start, we'll be doing the community walk sign in at 9 a.m. There's 75 t-shirts for the first 75 people that register for the walk. Sure, we emphasize on that, for the walk, not just for the expo, but for the walk. Then the walk begins at 10:15, at 11, from 11 to 2, the health expo will commence. And this will be taking place, like I said, at 197 Dixwell Avenue. Hope to see you all there. Stop in to say hello, show your face. If you feel like walking, come on and walk. And I have another one. 2026, the White Summer Festival. Arts and crafts for the kids, books, informational tables, snacks, science activities, and music. On Saturday, this Saturday, June 6th, from 1 to 4, at Amistad Academy Auditorium at 130 Edgewood Avenue. Looking forward to you to come out. It's a free event. Hot dog and hamburger, y'all. Thank you. Thank you, Madam President.
I will now call on order from Ward 3.
Thank you, Madam President. So I haven't been a personal privilege to announce the New Haven Takeover Lake Proxy on Friday, June 19th, 2026, which is the holiday celebration of Juneteenth. Last June of 2025, Olga Rodriguez of Ward 4 and co-chairs of Ward 23 attended the trip, and also other city staff. But they only came as parents that didn't want to be recognized. They brought out their kids, grandkids, and we had a blast. From my colleagues, I want to thank you for those that did give a contribution. But for those that did not, I am really requesting of $100 that have been asked since the beginning of the year to make this trip possible. This is not a hill trip, a Ward 3 trip. This trip is open for the entire city that covers all 30 wards. The $100, you can actually look at it as you sponsored 4 kids or 4 adults, it doesn't matter. So I am asking for my colleagues that did not make a contribution. If you can't make the 100, then do 50. Whatever you can do is greatly appreciated because it's going towards the trip for these kids to get out of the nation for a day. Thank you, Madam President.
Are there any more points of personal privilege? I call on order from Ward 30.
Thank you, Madam President. First of all, I'm happy to be back. It's been a long haul of 4 months of recovery, the worst surgery I've ever had, but I'm here. Secondly, I would like to thank you all that came out to the grand opening of the Shack. You've all really made my day by standing by my side and holding me up and supporting. You made that event to be a really beautiful event, and I want to say thank you so very much. And I'm happy to see you all. God bless you all. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Order Smith, for doing what I was going to do at the end, welcoming you back to the board. But do you also want to tell them about the event you have coming up while we're doing points of personal privilege?
I'm sorry.
Do you want to tell them about the event you have coming up the next couple of weeks? Okay, never mind. We only have 1 meeting in June, so that's why I was, okay.
Thank you, Madam President. See, she keeps me in order. You got, on June 13th, we have an award ceremony for our young youth and also our seniors at the Shack, and please stop by. Thank you. Oh, one last thing, Madam President. if you didn't know, the Shack is now on the radio. We have our own radio station. Tune in to Live 365. Tap on to the Shack and you will get on to Shack Live Radio. If you want to put something up there, advertising or whatever, feel free to get in touch with me and we will put you on the air for 24 hours a day. Not just that. The Shack is back, y'all. Listen to this. The Shack has its own recording studio. And you can come in, now I'm gonna charge you for that one. I'll let you know what the price is, I'll give you a discount. But we're happy to be able to send one of our youth, they're on their way to Paris to participate into the arts with the Paris experience through Hampton University College with Dr. Tiffany Jackson. And we are honored to have that youth to go down here. So if you have not donated, you can still go onto the GoFundMe page that is on my page and make your donations to help send this young man down there. And I guarantee you, he will make us all proud. God bless you all and have a wonderful evening. That's how I come to church, don't I?
Are there any more points of personal privilege? I call on order for Ward 21.
Thank you, Madam President. I'd like to stand to wish my son, Troy Alders, a happy birthday today. Thank you, Madam President.
Are there any more points of personal privilege? Seeing none, I call on order from Ward 5.
Thank you, Madam President. I just want to remind my colleagues of Federal States of Parade and Son.
Are there any more points of personal privilege? Seeing none, the motion.
So moved.
Second.
The motion has been made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Can I please see order for Ward 29 at the podium, please? Followed by order for Ward 3.